Hi everyone! Today we are going to draw a gnome. These are so cute. You can probably see them floating around the internet a lot. Cute little quick sketches of gnomes. Don't really have a lot of face, just the nose and the beard. Super cute. We're not actually going to be drawing off of this little statue. I kind of just added it for visual appeal. We're actually going to be using our imaginations today, which is always amazing when you're working in art. So let's get started. I'm just using a regular HB pencil, nothing fancy today. Since we're drawing from our imagination, we probably won't have to erase so much, so just one pencil for the whole thing should be great. All right, the first thing we are going to draw to get started with our gnome is that classic hat. So you can see that's a triangle. So we're going to get started and draw a triangle. And typically with gnomes, their hats take up a lot of their body, half more. It's really up to you, but we're going to draw a pretty big triangle here. So that's our first shape. That'll turn into his hat. Then we are going to get kind of his beard and body in one. This is just going to turn into an upside down ice cream cone. Ice cream? No. So we have that basic framework sketched in. We're going to go ahead and draw in some feet. The statue doesn't have a feet. Again, this is just kind of here for show. So it's going to be pretty easy. We're going to start, this is the middle of his body. So we're going to take and draw just an oval here that ends in the middle. And we're going to draw a matching, as best as you can, oval on the other side for his other foot. And then from here. So this is kind of going to be his beard. So we're going to give him a body. So this is we're going to start where his ankle is and kind of draw up here. And his ankle and draw up here. We're going to add details in the beard, but we want to make sure we know kind of where his body is. We also need to give him a nose, and his nose here is a circle. You can make it circular, you can make it oval, but make sure it just touches that brim of the hat. I like to do oval ones. It's already looking pretty good. This is very gnome-like. So first things we're going to do is add the details to the beard. I know I said this isn't the example, but I'm going to keep referring to it. This just has straight kind of hairs coming down. For this one, I'm going to start up here right against the hat and kind of draw the shape of hair. This can look however you want. After we finish this guy, I'm going to show you some examples of different gnomes I did. And I'm not using exactly that circle. I'm kind of coming in and out of it, just using it as a reference. So there is the beard. I'm going to go ahead and clean up some of that ice cream cone circle lines, just so we can see that a little bit better. It's okay if you erase your lines as well, because you can go right back over them. So I'm just going to add those in because I did erase them a little bit. And then here's our foot, here's our other foot, and then there's the body. The next thing we're going to do is kind of add some details to the hat. So this is very straight right now, but if you can kind of see, I'll use my shirt as an example. When things fit around other things, there's usually kind of a little loop as it goes around. So if this was the gnome's head, this would be the hat, and it kind of needs like a little loop to show that it's going around the object. So right over here, we're going to start here and just make a little loop that ties into the brim and bring the hat down. So see that's what we wanted to create. I'm just going to shade that in a little bit. We're going to darken this line. So we're going to start from the nose and come over. And just see how now that gave it a little bit of dimension. That's what we were going for. We're going to do that right on the other side. I'm going to start with this line, come across, and I'm going to loop it down just like that. That's what you're going to shade in. And then we're just going to go straight up with a darker line here on the hat. We're going to keep him a classic gnome with the straight pointed hat. I'm going to clean up these lines a little bit. This is just my kneaded eraser. My other eraser is actually under our little model over here, so I can't use that one. All right, now this is super cute. I'm going to just fix that line a little bit here. Pretty simple, but still adorable. If you want to add arms, we can do that too. So basically for one of these really simple gnomes like this for arms, I would just start right about here on the side, come down, just make just a backwards L here and a partial circle for the hand. Same thing over here, try to start around the same side. Make sure you come down to the same level. This will be a regular L, not a backwards one. And then just make that semicircle. Just coming in and darkening these. Look how cute he is. Isn't he great? I just love him so much. So this obviously very simple shapes, but still totally adorable. And you can take this to the next level. So I want to show you some other ones that I have drawn and kind of show you where we can go with this. So this little guy looks almost exactly like our tutorial. He's a little bit taller. I made his beard a little bit longer. But you have a lot of options here. So I used all the same principles we used, but I did a little baby gnome. So this guy, instead of rounded feet, he got little blank feet, and I gave him a little pacifier and a kind of a funky little twisty shaped hat. I did a lady gnome, so I gave her some braids. You can also add more facial features to your gnome if you are feeling it. Usually the very simple ones just have their nose, but here I added a smile and a chin. I also gave her a cute little apron. I made her hands kind of holding in front of her instead of out to the side. Baby didn't have any hands. I gave her a cute little hat with some hearts on it. Like I said, here's our classic one we just did. This guy's a little bit maybe more wizardy, I guess. I gave his hat some more folds, so his kind of looks more soft and fabric-y versus this one that's more rigid and pointy. I gave him a mustache. His accents on his clothes, I just gave him a couple patches. I also kept his beard shorter and gave him like a longer body with a robe that pools on the floor. So I added these highlights in here to kind of give that dimension we talked about with the hat. And then this guy, he's kind of wild and crazy. I think he might be my favorite. I gave him a really big, tall triangle when I drew his hat, and then just gave him a crazy, crazy beard. I traced all of these with markers so that they would show up a little bit better, and this was just a fine marker that I kind of feathered out all of these lines. So I hope you guys all draw some super adorable gnomes. Please share them with me. You can find me on Facebook or on Instagram. It's just lines. Leave me a comment. Let me know what kind of gnome you're going to draw. Looking forward to next time.